All right, welcome back to Fantasy Points. We're here, and we're going to go ahead and go for the biggie, running backs. Probably should have been the first segment, but, we're learning here. So running backs, I don't think that there's really much argument. I don't know what league you're playing in or what planet you live in the universe, but unless you lived under a rock, you've seen what Adrian Peterson did last year.
And you know what he can do. He's done his whole career, injuries or not, AP's number one.
Every year, running backs, we talk injuries. It's like, oh, we're not going to get this guy. He was hurt. Oh, we're going to wait on him. He's hurt. AP threw all that out the window last year.
Doesn't matter.
Came back, tore it in the playoffs, came back, started the first game, rushed for 2,000 yards, could have broke the record, but at that point it was just ridiculous. But, so yeah, if you play fantasy football and you can get Adrian Peterson,
you do it.
You do.
Mm-hmm.
If you learn anything from this show, AP.
Number one.
That being said, number two, not as big a lock, but a lock in itself. I had this guy last year, when AP was hurt. I'm not the biggest Tennessee fan, but Arian Foster, for the Texans, if you watch their games, he gets the ball like every play.
Yeah.
He always has the ball.
Not to get him.
He always has the ball. We talk about Matt Stafford throwing it 700 times.
Foster's don't get the carries.
He gets them, man. So, yeah, for two, Arian Foster. Right?
Yeah, and it's not even just about the carries. Inside the 5, they give it to him. He scores touchdowns.
I was scared how much they gave it to him because, watching your running back, I had CJ the year before. And people hit CJ so hard because he's small, and it makes you cringe every time, But Foster, other than the little hammy issue before, I even drafted Ben Tate, which a lot of you out there can do if you want to be safe and you're worried about him getting hurt. I did it. I didn't need to. I dropped Ben Tate like week 3, picked up some receiver, and probably rode him till the end of the year. Could have went the other way. I'm glad that it didn't, But, yeah, I'd say Foster number 2
and
for sure.
And for that point, if you're worried about injuries, grab your handcuff. It's going to happen. We hate to say it. Year before last, Jamal Charles blew out an ACL. Look what he did last year. It can happen to your top dude. It sucks. But, be prepared. It could happen. But that can happen to any player. Happened to Tom Brady even. So, injuries out the window. Foster's number 2. Let's go number 3.
Well, you just said it. For me, it's Jamal Charles for the Chiefs. I know that, like you said, he came off an injury. 2 years ago, he was the hottest guy in the league. He was the future. And, LaShawn McCoy got all kinds of carries and catches and stuff in Andy Reid's system. They got a better quarterback in Alex Smith. Kansas City is a better team this year, and I think for me, in my mocks, I've been going Charles. I've got the 5th pick, but I ranked him 3rd. I know Yahoo's got Doug Martin, and I'm sure, he's down a little bit in my list, and that's more worried of the unknown, worried about the sophomore slump, which can happen. I don't know that it's going to happen to Doug Martin, but, yeah, I've got Charles 3rd.
Yeah, I do too. I had Jamal Charles last year in my league. I was banking on him being healthy. I drafted him in the 2nd round last year. It paid off. The dude's got lightning quick speed. He's tough inside the tackles. And then in Andy Reid's offense, he's going to get catches. He played PPR.
And he can catch. Jamal Charles can catch. A lot of running backs can't catch out of the backfield.
Yeah. And so, with that said, we're in agreement. 1, 2, and 3. Let's go number 4.
It's a wrap. You want me to go? I got LeSean McCoy. Just talking about him. I mean, everyone wants to be worried about Chip Kelly. Sometimes I'm afraid of the unknown. I am not worried about LeSean McCoy and Chip Kelly's system. If you've ever seen Oregon play, I have. I'm not worried. I'm like LeBron. I ain't got no worries.
Hey, I like it. I like him there. But I think Doug Martin, for me, he's number 4. His upside is huge.
Yep.
You've already seen what he can do, catching, receiving.
Muscle hamster.
Muscle hamster. The dude is a little bowling ball. All right, back to our RBs. I'm at
You're
4.
on Doug Martin.
I'm on Doug Martin. To go back to a little bit what I was saying, they run the ball, he catches it. He's a mix between Ray Rice and MJD. He's a little bowling ball.
Below the tackles.
Yeah, I mean, they just can't find him. He had 2 monster games last year. Kind of skews the stats, I know. But I think Josh Freeman will be a little bit better. coaching a little again off season. I don't see no sophomore slump. I think the dude's a beast.
Stinson just better. So yeah, no, I've got Doug Martin 5. That's next on mine, past McCoy. No, I agree with all that. Like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, no, I mean I like the way Tampa Bay's going, and yeah, so I've got Doug Martin 5. So does that mean you got LaShawn 5?
I do. I have McCoy 5. Same reason you said. Chip Kelly's offense, they run the ball. I don't think it's going to be a pure option like he did. It's going to be some kind of hybrid, but he's already said it's going to be, D'Antoni's NBA offense. It's going to be 7 seconds or less. They're going to get to the line, and if you're running that many plays that fast, the running back's got to touch the ball.
So yeah, pretty much 1 through 5, ours are the same. You flip-flop McCoy and Martin. The next one, I'm a little iffy on myself, but just going on the numbers, I've got C.J. Spiller, 6.
I'm all about Alfred Morris. He's my dude.
Alfie.
1,600-yard back, multiple touchdowns, and it kind of reverts back to the RG3 argument. When healthy, that's a lethal offense. He has to get the touches for that option to be effective. Maybe they don't run the RG3 as much, but he's still there. You still have to be aware, and that makes Morris more effective.
Yeah, no, I'm huge on Alfred Morris. We were just talking about it earlier. 1,600 yards. The guy had like 14 touchdowns. I mean, and I know I had him in one of my leagues. He's a big guy. If you've never seen Morris, it's fun to watch. And I definitely, Spiller, like I said, I think if Spiller can stay healthy the whole season, what I've seen him do in those 3 or 4 games at the beginning of the season last year were crazy.
Lightning quick.
But yeah, if you're talking dependable, I would put Alfred Morris up there. If I had a few more picks, other guys, Ray Rice, we didn't talk about him, Marshawn Lynch, Trent Richardson creeping in there, for Cleveland. I mean, again, injuries, but, being an Alabama fan, I've seen what Trent Richardson can do.
Yeah. And I think an argument, especially in our scoring system, PPR, bonuses, Reggie Bush. I mean, there's been discussions behind audio, behind cameras, you like to say. Reggie Bush.
Brent.
He's going to get his catches. He's going to get his yards. We've already talked Matt Stafford, 700 passes last season, set a record. There's going to be too many dump-offs to him.
For sure.
When Java Best was healthy,
you can't stretch the field more than Calvin Johnson.
No, you can't. And
that guy gets double-teamed.
When he was in Miami, he got his first rushing 1,000-yard season ever. So backed it up again.
So, I mean, people worried when he left the Saints, can he even be an every down back?
He can, and
go to a better system, yeah. No, I agree. And Reggie Bush, we talked about Yahoo's rankings. They've got Bush down in the 40s. We didn't talk about it. I forgot it in the quarterback segment. They've got Tom Brady in the 40s. And, again, some of that's going to change, surely. But, no, I agree. We both think if you can get Reggie Bush middle or late second round,
do it.
For sure.
Yeah, he'll pay off big. You talk Trent Richardson, T-Rich. The dude's a beast. Don't worry about his injuries. He played last year with a broken rib, everything else. He done it in Alabama. He's all Cleveland's got. I mean, who else are they going to give the ball to?
I agree. Yeah, for sure, man. I mean, what about Stephen Ridley this year?
Yeah, especially for the Patriots. I really like Ridley a lot. I have him just outside my top 12. They ran the ball second most in the league last year.
Folks don't realize that. Patriots do, and this will be a season with Tom Brady having less weapons than he's had any previous season.
Yeah.
So you got to think they're going to do more of the same.
Yeah.
Joking about Brent, he's reeled down on Ridley, and I don't.
And he was good last year. That's crazy.
I don't really get it. I don't. But yeah. So anyone else that we're leaving for running backs there that you want to talk about? Because that's on my list. I only had 6. I mean, I'm seeing DeMarco Murray. They're talking up for him. McFadden's dropped low. Darren McFadden's at 46.
He used to be a top player to draft.
First round last year. I mean, like 4th and 5th pick. And I mean, I know he got hurt, but they lost Michael Bush. He went to the Bears. Marcel Reese is pretty much a fullback. I mean, he came in and filled in, but
again, you're getting in a thing of what we'd like to call a glass jaw area. They can't stay healthy, and you can't draft a dude that's only going to play 6 games that early. I get it. Upside's there. If McFadden plays all 16 games, he gets you to your fantasy championship in that week 13. That's the goal. From then on there, it's gravy. I don't trust him.
That's cool. Yeah, looking on. Well, I think that's it for running backs. I think we've about got all the segments done. We still got to do wideouts. That's going to be a good one. I'm sure we got some different ones. And Team D's, that's a little more jumbled up this year than the normal ones you're used to, so maybe some surprises. So, yeah, come on back. We'll be back for the next segment. Thanks,
All right.
guys.